So I made this poll on Kaguya Suzuki vs Momoshiki, and I let you guys decide who you think is stronger. Majority of people actually said that Momoshiki is stronger, and I'm actually quite surprised because based on my research, Kaguya Suzuki is far stronger than Momoshiki or Suzuki, right? So I think obviously it's because a lot of people have made videos and stuff, and they've debated, power scaled these characters, and these power scales are accurate. However, they're missing a key ingredient. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I think Kaguya would absolutely body Momoshiki. Okay, so subscribe and hit that notification button. And there's one more thing. I am most active the first hour after I upload before I jump on another project and then upload that. So within the first hour, I'm most active in the comment section. So if you want a reply to your questions or anything, just leave them below within the first hour and I will most likely, give you a reply. Okay, so let's talk about the first reason why people think that Momoshiki is stronger than Kaguya Suzuki, right? The reason why people think that is that apparently Sasuke said that there's an imminent threat, which is more of a threat than Kaguya Suzuki. Because he said that, everyone automatically thinks, okay, so he's saying Momoshiki is more of a threat than Kaguya Suzuki, right? Here's how I disagree. The first reason is because he never really specified on who it was. He just said there was a threat. There's something out there that's more of a threat than Kaguya Suzuki, or there are some people out there that are stronger. And in fact, when Momoshiki and Kinshiki and Urashiki came to the Chunin exam, he didn't say him. He said them. They arrived. These are the people I've been talking about, right? And Kaguya was actually amassing an army for these people who are going to come and get me. And even in the filler episodes, which I deem as not canon, Kaguya Suzuki kept looking up and said, they are going to come for me. So she was prepping the army for them, not just one person. And if you look at Kinshiki, Urashiki, and Momoshiki individually, most of them are quite weak. I think Momoshiki is second strongest. I think Kinshiki poses more of a threat to all these people than Momoshiki. Personally, that's what I think, based on what I've seen, okay? And I know these are preposterous, but let me explain, okay? So, the first thing is the fact that Sasuke says that there's a threat. That is basically debunked because he was talking about a multitude of people, a group of people who sent Kaguya down. Now, remember this. Who has Kaguya got to fear? She has Momoshiki to fear. She has Kinshiki to fear. She has Urashiki to fear. And remember, Otsuzukis do travel in pairs, right? So guess what? She has Ishiki to fear, okay? Ishiki Otsutsuki, because this nigga is on job, alright? He has Ishiki to fear. And we already know what Ishiki did to Naruto and Sasuke. He bodied them when they challenged him. And this nigga literally had a handicap, okay? So we have all these people who are going to come down on Earth and challenge Kaguya because she betrayed them. So why was Kaguya Suzuki fearful? The answer is because they were going to run a train on her. The three of them, and possibly Ishiki Suzuki, once they find her and confront her about eating the chakra fruit. So in order to avoid the train, she started an army because she is the only person who is going to fight against them. It's not like the Earthlings at that time were going to do anything because they didn't even have chakra in the first place. So it's only her against 3 or possibly 4 Otsuzukis, one who is stronger than the rest. So that train was coming and she had first class tickets. So of course you'd start an army. Now, starting an army of Zetsus is basically stupid because what are Zetsus gonna do? Sasuke, with Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan was easily bodying these Zetsus. Even Sakura can body these Zetsus. So it's like, what's the point of starting that army? I feel like she didn't really have anyone to defend her, and that's why she created some kind of army to at least help her, right? So yeah, that first statement that Sasuke made about that doesn't confirm that Momoshiki is stronger than Kaguya Suzuki. Now let's look at point 2. Now, what is point 2? Let's talk about chakra and how chakra affects the Otsuzukis, right? I think Momoshiki has possibly more chakra than Kaguya Suzuki, based on the fruits we've seen them eat, right? So Momoshiki has ate a lot of chakra from a lot of planets. He's been doing this for a millennia. So therefore, we can say he probably or most likely has more chakra than Kaguya Suzuki. Now, Kaguya Suzuki, we know that the only fruit that she has ever eaten is the fruit from Earth. Reason why is that she was not a fugitive until she ate the fruit and betrayed the entire clan. So that means that's the first fruit she's ever eaten, right? So that basically means that Momoshiki, if he has been doing this for a millennia, so on and so forth, that means that he has more chakra than Kaguya. But what does that even mean? He can achieve all these great feats. He can probably create dimensions. He can destroy dimensions, and he can wipe out entire solar systems with the amount of power he has. But here's the thing, okay? How does that pair up against Kaguya? The answer is nothing. It just gives them the capability to use jutsus and spam them. And that's basically it, right? Let's actually talk about how this affects the fight. So let's talk about Kinshiki. Okay, remember who Kinshiki is. The data book says that Kinshiki can split entire worlds. That's the force that he has, and that's the amount of chakra he has. All right, Kinshiki gave Sasuke a lot of trouble in the beginning of the movie when we first saw, and even in the anime when they were fighting, he gave Sasuke a little bit of trouble. And even in the novel, when he came to the Chunin exam, this nigga nearly, he made Sasuke feel some sort of way where Sasuke felt like, okay, I need to be careful when I fight with this guy. That's the sort of trouble that Kinshiki gave Sasuke, right? Then that was on a 1v1. Now here's the thing, because Kinshiki has been confirmed to be able to destroy planets, it gives you an idea of how strong Kinshiki is, okay? And now Kinshiki has been proven to have so much force and so much power because obviously he is Momoshiki's guardian, and based on the combat abilities that we've seen when they came into the last part of the movie in that Momoshiki's dimension, he actually defended Momoshiki and he fought against all the Kage at once. Now remember, Sasuke did say, okay, that they pose a bigger threat than Kaguya Suzuki. The reason why I think it's an exaggeration is because there is a multitude of them. And when they were going to rescue Naruto, he basically said, me and the Kage can basically handle them. So he has basically, before Sasuke actually met these people, he said, yeah, they might be a threat. But after meeting them in the Chunin exam and seeing what they're capable of, when he was going to save Naruto, he basically said that me and the Kage can basically handle everything. So what does that say? That means that they're weaker, because if it was Kaguya Suzuki, Sasuke is not going to 1v1 Kaguya Suzuki. That's not going to happen. Now, back with the point I was trying to make on Kinshiki, right? Now, we know that Kinshiki is the guardian of Momoshiki. We know that he can split worlds, and we know the amount of power that he has because of the amount of chakra that he has, since Otsutsuki's do pass, their power on to the next generation. So he must at least have a lot of generations of Otsutsuki powers within him, right? When Sasuke descended into Momoshiki's dimension along with the Kages, Kinshiki, this guy who can achieve all these feats that the Kages cannot achieve, got bodied within seconds. That's exactly what happened. He got bodied. They raped this thing in a few seconds. Kinshiki got raped in the anime, in the manga, and in the novels in a few seconds. Literally, all they had to do, okay, was use Chojiro's attack with his sword, right? And then Kurosuchi had to use her Kekkei Genkai ability to restrain him. These two attacks were all that were necessary in order to body Kinshiki. And this happened in a few seconds. So you can't tell me, right, that these people are stronger than Kaguya Suzuki. They're not. Because a few Kage bodied them with two jutsus. Chojiro restricted this guy's chakra flow, and Kurosuchi basically destroyed Kinshiki's body. And this is actually stated in the novel. Okay, that's basically it. This almighty, powerful being who has been traveling from dimension to dimension for generations, for millennia, has been bodied within like a few seconds after they descended in Momoshiki's dimension. So yeah, Kinshiki, nah, he's not strong. He's not a threat, okay? Kaguya Suzuki would have put up a better fight. Now let's look at Urashiki. Urashiki got raped by Rasengan by two Genins, bruh. Two Genins fucked Urashiki in his ass. Not a comparison to Kaguya Suzuki, okay? You can't say that. Now let's look at Momoshiki. And Momoshiki, in fact, is the worst one, because Momoshiki, it has been stated in the novel, right, that the point where Naruto and Sasuke and the Kage surrounded him, and he was kind of folding a little bit, it confirms in the novel that the reason why he was folding is because they said they were not going to use ninjutsu, right? If they're not going to use ninjutsu, he can't do anything else because he's not good at taijutsu. And it confirms in the novel that absorbing jutsus and pushing them back out is basically his main gig. That's his main magic trick. Except from that, he really can't do anything, and that's exactly why he was folding. In fact, Naruto said this would have been a good job for Rock Lee. He basically suggested that Rock Lee could have came and showed off his taijutsu skills by bodying Momoshiki. That's how confident he is, right? And the fact that they let a kid have a go at Momoshiki, this is a Genin, they let a Genin have a go at Momoshiki, shows how seriously they really take Momoshiki. This nigga is not that strong. You're telling me that this guy has been traveling from dimension to dimension, has been traveling for millennia, collecting chakra only to get bodied? That doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And in fact, Momoshiki had trouble against Gaara and Darui before he got surrounded in the first place. So you're telling me that all this chakra he's collected means nothing? The answer is yes, it doesn't. So in fact, Kinshiki actually gave all these Kage a little bit more trouble, or even gave Sasuke a little bit more trouble than Momoshiki ever did. I could borderline say that Momoshiki hasn't mastered the Rinnegan because he just used a few jutsus which he most likely has absorbed so he can fire back, and that was basically it. Once these people said we're not going to use ninjutsu, That was it for him. He borderline does not know how to use a Rinnegan because one trope that is common within all these Otsutsuki who have the Rinnegan is they only use that one ability that they have, and that's basically it. They don't use Shinra Tensei and all these other things. They don't really use it like that. So you could say, yeah, they have those abilities, but they don't know how to fight with them, and that's why they only spam that one ability that they get from the Rinnegan. The reason why I think Kaguya would pose more of a threat is because number one, she has a lot of Rinnegan abilities. Okay, she has Kake, Mora, and she has the Rine Sharingan, which is the Sharingan and the Rinnegan combined. And she doesn't just have a Rinnegan, which is on her forehead. She actually knows how to use these abilities. So even though she needed a little bit of guidance from Black Zetsu, she still showed that she was able to use all the techniques in her arsenal and make a plan in order to kill Naruto and Sasuke. Momoshiki just got folded after these people said we're not going to use ninjutsu. The fact that people give themselves a handicap and that by itself, right, makes you start folding shows that you are very, very weak. Okay, that doesn't show that you're strong. That shows that you're a pussy. And that's exactly what it is. The fact that people are saying, okay, we're not going to use ninjutsu, right? We are handicapping ourselves to only taijutsu. And that makes you fold. That's it. Okay, so yeah, Kaguya even had techniques that are, dangerous. It doesn't matter if you're a god or not. If they hit you, that's it. You were finished. Okay, and by herself, right, on a 1v1 against Momoshiki, there's nothing Momoshiki can actually do. The only Momoshiki that has a chance against Kaguya is his evolved form, and the only thing that he really gained is nothing but taijutsu skills. That was it. After they disabled his ability to absorb jutsus and push it back out, right, that's when he basically lost, and he lost to a Genin, bruh. So that doesn't make sense to me. Momoshiki is not stronger than Kaguya Otsutsuki, and out of all the Otsutsuki that came on Earth, he's probably second weakest, and I think Urashiki's like the weakest, and then Kinshiki is probably the most powerful because obviously he does have taijutsu skills and he has power, the power to destroy a planet, so on and so forth. But just because you have those powers and you're capable of creating a dimension, so on and so forth, doesn't mean you can't get bodied. So yeah. Do you know how I can tell that Kaguya Suzuki is stronger than Momoshiki? Kaguya Suzuki and her partner, this pair of Otsutsuki, have given trouble to Naruto, Sasuke, and the entire world than 3 Otsutsukis combined.